Morning children. In our last class we discussed few topics of some natural phenomena like lightning and earthquake, volcanoes, how it creates a disturbance in our life, the property and the life of the people damage. All this we are going to learn from our lesson some natural phenomena. Now let us talk about the lightning. Lightning is nothing but it is electric discharge from cloud to cloud or sometimes cloud to earth. Such electric discharge will call it as a lightning. When it transfers from cloud to the earth, it creates a damage to property as well as a life also. So lightning is a one electric discharge between cloud to cloud and cloud to earth. It produces a streaks of a beam and a sound which affects our life and property. Next, we discussed about static electricity. Without a voice we can generate electricity, that is nothing but a static electricity. Charges develops and it attracts. So rub the following objects which are described in the table: piece of a dry leaves as well as a paper, ask bits of papers, and that objects are rubbed. These objects like a refill, comb, balloon and drinking straw are rubbed with any other material and place on these dry leaves, bits of papers and ask, does it attracts or not? Yes, it attracts. This shows that the static electric charge developing, rubbing charge develops, and that charge when it places an uncharged body transferred. Due to that it attracts. Till that we discussed in our last class, and I presented one video related to the lightning and thundering also, children. Now understanding the types of charges. Light charges and light charges. For that is asking us to take a balloon, two balloons and rub with the same cloth. Does it attracts? No. Why? Because the material is used to make the objects is balloon, rubber, that is plastic, and the material which is used to rub that objects also same material like a cloth. So when they are rubbed with the same material, same object, same type of a charge develops, like charges ripples. That is the reason why two balloons when they brought together, it ripples each other even though they are rubbed with the same cloth. Why? When they rub with the same cloth, a charge develops, same type of a charge develops, and this makes our balloon to ripple. But when a balloon is rubbed with a woolen cloth and a comb is rubbed, straw is rubbed with another cloth, when they brought close to each other, it attracts. This shows that attraction and repulsion of a charges takes place. Like charges repulse, unlike charges attracts. And this also we discussed that demonstrating the transfer of charge. For that we need to take a bottle and just take out the cap, insert. Before inserting, cover the mouth of that cap with a cardboard sheet. Make a small hole. Through that hole we are inserting a copper wire with a aluminium, that is paper clips. When any charge body touches that copper wire or a clip, paper clip, it produces a charge transfers, and there we can see the repulsion in the leaves. This shows that there is a repulsion and attraction between leaves of that gold leaf electroscope, and here we can understand why they are repelling between the paper clip and the refill, because same type of a charge develops, So this instrument is used to identify the type of a charges. Okay, now comes to the lightning safety. As when lightning occurs, where we should stand and where some places you should not stand. So let us see that a house or a building of a low height, that should be, which is a safe place during a thunderstorm. What is a safe place? First, a house or a building of a low height. If you are traveling in a car, close all the windows and sit in the car. When you are in a forest, take a shelter under a short trees than the taller ones. And which is not a safe place? Traveling in an open place, standing under all trees upon a old fields, in a garden, staying near cell phone poles or telephones, speaking on the landline telephones. using electric appliances like TV and computers. All these are the not a safe place to be used at the time of a lightning or thundering. Lightning conductors. The metal conductor which stops the flow of current is said to be a lightning conductor. Lightning conductor. Okay. Now comes to the next one. Here you can see the lightning conductor whose height should be more than the building, and when it is what happens somehow when it is heated, when it is placed in a building whose height is greater than the height of the building, one end of the metal rod is placed under the ground. What happens when any thunder lightning occurs? It attracts and passes to the ground. So in this way we can save our buildings by placing a lightning conductors in our buildings. And last topic is earthquakes. What is the earthquake? Sudden shaking and trembling of the earth is said to be earthquake. Our earth is not a flat surface, it consisting of a 3 layers: crust, core and a mantle. Mantle is the middle layer, crust is the outer layer, inner layer is said to be core. It has a inner core and outer core. So these cores are made up of a plates, and when the plates while moving, if they come across the another plate, little bit disturbance in the earth, and the disturbance will call it as a earthquake. Okay. During the earthquake we may get a tsunamis also. It happened in 2004 and 2001 also. So children, tsunami and earthquake are related to each other. Lightning, thunder, and when it is going to light, everything we can guess, but conduct earthquake, when and where it happens, it is not able to guess. So here we have the seismoscope and seismograph, which is used to get the intensity. They know the magnitude and the intensity of the earthquake after it happened, but we have no chance to predict the earthquake when and where it is going to happen. So with the seismograph and with the seismoscope, we are going to identify the intensity of the earthquake, that is the magnitude of the earthquake. So what is earthquake? Sudden shaking, trembling of the earth is said to be a earthquake. Okay. Now comes to the less than 3.5, generally not felt but recorded, and often felt but rarely causes damage. At most slight change to well designed buildings can be destructive in areas up to 100 kilometers, and major earthquake can cause serious damage over large areas. Great earthquake can cause serious damage in areas several hundred kilometers across. Protection against earthquakes. What is the protection? We know from the earlier pages that earthquake cannot be predicted and cannot be guessed before it happens, but after that we can guess or estimate the damage caused against the earthquake. Inside the home, take shelter under a table and stay there till shaking stops. Stay far away from the tall and heavy objects. Outside the home, find a clear spot away from the building, trees and overhead power lines. Drop to the ground. So these are the some substances which precautions should be followed after the earthquake or during the earthquake. When and where it happens, we don't know. So in some areas, frequently the chance to get an earthquake. So they are known as a seismic zones, and zones or Hyderabad in Telangana comes under the second zone. So it is likely to get the earthquakes in particular areas. So children, with this we have completed our lesson, that is natural phenomena. Some natural phenomena. What are the natural phenomena you discussed here? About the lightning, thundering, earthquakes, and about static electricity. Static electricity also. This all we have discussed. Okay children. Now let me remind about your projects and classwork. If you complete, please send to the school and get corrected by your teachers. If not, try to complete your classworks and a project. Already I assigned you 2 projects, 2 activities, and notes of each and every lesson. After the completion of lesson, I am just giving the answers. So please children, complete that. And let me read what we have learned. Some objects can be charged by rubbing with other objects. There are two kinds of charges, positive charge and negative charge. Like charges repulse and unlike charges attracts. The electric charges produced by rubbing are called static charges. Electric charges produced by rubbing are called static charges. When charges move, they constitute electric current. An electroscope may be used to detect whether a body is a discharge or not. The process of transferring a charge from a charged body to the earth is called earthing. The process of electric discharge clouds and the earth are become between different clouds causes lightning. Lightning strike cloud destroy life and property. Lightning conductors can protect building from the effects of lightning. An earthquake is a sudden shaking of trembling of the earth. Earthquake is named is caused due to disturbance deep on the inside of the earth. Destructive area of earthquake is measured in Richter scale, and the earthquake measuring 7 or more than 7 scale can be severe damage to the property. We should not we should to take necessary steps to protect ourselves from the earthquakes. So here in this what we have learnt, also we discussed about lightning, thundering and how it affects our life. Okay children, so this lesson notes in the next video I will send you, and my request is as soon as you will get the videos, try to complete your classworks projects. Okay ma, thank you children. So in this some natural phenomena we discussed about lightning, conductors, electrostatic electricity and how it affects our life, in how it is useful in our day to day life. Okay.